Hello, how are you all? I am Lasanta. I think you can remember me. Maybe some of you have already watched my first video of this training video series. This is C#.NET programming, beginners to expert. This is the second video. I think in the first video I already demonstrated you or explained you how to install Visual Studio 2019 Community Edition, and I went through a lot of important features of Visual Studio that will be that going to be useful in our future videos and your development, basically for console application, Windows applications, and web applications, as well as cloud solutions. For those kind of videos, those features will be useful. So in this second video, what I am going to do is I am going to train you how to develop a simple console application using Visual Studio 2019. Right. So I think already you know how to start with Visual Studio. You can right click on that and run as admin. Then you will come to this starting window. There, I think you can remember in the previous video session I didn't select any of these 4 options, but I just click on continue without code. But this time we are not going to do that. We are going to create a new project. So I select this. Okay. I will set all back to normal, default. Okay, then you will see all the different types of projects here. But when you select a project type, you can just filter with these 3 drop downs. First thing, since I am using C#.NET, I'll select .NET, C#.NET here. And from the platforms, you can select any platform that cross-platform console application runs on, but here I will select Windows. And you can see this list getting filtered according to these selections. Then for project types, I select console. Okay, now you can see only 2 project types: console application and console application .NET framework. What is the difference? Both are console applications, but difference is the framework. Okay. Here in this selection, if you select this, console application will be developed using .NET Core. That is the latest framework delivered by Microsoft. And this is the old framework, that is 4.x series. I think you can remember 4.6, 4.7, 4.8. Likewise, it almost over with 4.8. Then you can see .NET Core. .NET Core is a different version, that is completely for cross-platform application. That means if you develop application using Core, it will run on different platforms like Windows, Linux, and macOS. But this, if you select this, that will run only on Windows operating systems. So I will select the latest option, .NET Core. We will select it and next. Okay, here you have to give a name for the project. I will give console app demo 1. you have to give a name for the solution as well. I will give the name console app demo project 1. Okay. Yeah, I will give the name for the solution console app demo solve 1, and I want to select my desktop as the target location. Okay, then it will create a folder for the solution and keep every file inside that. And there is a checkbox, place solution and project in the same directory. No, I don't want to do that, because normally when we create a solution and a project inside the solution, we should have two separate folders, because sometimes in future you will add second project, third project into the same solution, then it will be a confusion. So always keep the project inside a specific folder, not in the same folder of the solution. Right. I'll go to the next level, and here's the place we have to select the framework. Since this is Visual Studio 2019, it normally show only the .NET Core framework starting from 2.1 up to 5. So I select latest one, current one, and create. Okay, you can see a folder is created already, and the solution also. You can see this is the solution console app demo solve 1, and this is the project. Inside the project you can see some dependencies, some packages automatically got installed, and we have already the program CS class as well. Okay, let's quickly go to our folder structure and check how the structure there. Okay, this is the solution file and the solution folder. That means if this solution has some specific solution level files, those will be placed here. And this is the project folder. In the project folder we have the project file and all the other assemblies like program CS and any assembly that we are going to add in future. So that is the folder structure of the solution. Then move up to the IDE. Okay, I think you can remember that I have mentioned about toolbars and all the things. Now if you open the toolbar here, you won't see anything, because console application is just application executed on the command prompt, okay? Command line console. So it doesn't have any user interfaces like graphical user interfaces, no any user controls or anything. It's simply run on command prompt. That's why when we are opened with the console application, you don't have any controls in the toolbox. It's empty. So we'll close it out. Okay, then let's start programming with the console application. Now Microsoft has automatically generated some code lines, a class, a method, and some one single code line. So without doing any change, let's run the application and see how it performs, how it give the output. Okay, since it is compiling for the first time, it is taking a couple of seconds. Right, now it's running. can you see the word text hello? So that is the simple output from the auto generated code lines. Now I am going to do some changes. I want to make this a public class and I want to write some code lines. Console dot write line my second line. Okay. Then I want to use console dot write also. Then you will see the difference between console dot write and console dot write line. My third. What is the difference is when you call console dot write line, it will print this line on the console and break a new line. Okay, break a line also, letting the next output start with the new line. Okay, but in console write it doesn't do that, it just print and stay in the same line. So if you write another control write statement, this will print both the text part in the same line. Okay. Now let's rebuild the solution. Clean first and then rebuild. Then let's run it. Right, you can see first line as it is, and this is my second line. It's a write line statement, and third and fourth statements are with console write. It prints the text in the same line. Likewise, that is the difference between console write and console write line. Okay, then I will do a simple user input. I want to declare a variable. In this video I don't explain what are the variables and what are variable types and all technical things in detail. In the third video I will explain all the primitive data types and object data types, what is called reference data types, and what are the differences between using those two, and so on. Okay, so for this video I just use a string variable. I declare a string variable and I initialize it with empty string like this. Then I want to inform the user. To input user's name. Please enter your name. Then I will get the input. And store it in the string variable your name. Console read line. When you say read line, it will read the input line and store the content typed by user into the variable paste here. Then I want to put another console write line, and I want to print user's name. Hello. your name. How are you? Hello, how are you? Now we'll clean the solution again and rebuild the solution and test running it. Right. This is the previous output. Hello world, my second line and my third line, and can you see the new right line statement also in the same line? So I don't want to keep it that way. I just put a console.write line after this. Console.write line. Then let's come to the second next line. It's asking to enter your name. I will enter the name and press enter key. Now let's see the hello Lasantha, how are you? So that is the output. So depending on the text you type, output will be different. If you just type some text, output will be with that. Okay, it is a simple write line and read line statement. How you print a text on your console window, and how you get some data input from the user, and how to use that input data with your other processes like printing or to do some calculation or anything. Okay. Then I will do one more thing. I write a separate method method, and I put a console write line in that method as well. This is my method. This is my method. Okay. Now I want to call that method from the main method. What I want to do is, after executing these lines, I want to execute another write line statement that programmed in a separate method. But I can't do that. Let's see. Clean, rebuild. When you rebuild it, you get an error. Okay. I think you can remember that whatever the error you got, you can check from the error list. Okay. Even if you closed it, when you rebuild, it will automatically open and show you the error. Okay. Yeah. It's saying an object occurrence is required for the non-static field method or property program my method. What is that? What's that mean? I think some of you may know already. There is something called in OOP programming, object-oriented programming, and most of the latest programming languages like Java, C#, and other object-oriented programming. We have something called access modifiers. We call it access modifiers, also called accessibility scopes. Okay. Normally there are some accessibility scopes like access modifiers like private, public, static, protected, internal, something like that. I am not going to explain all those access modifiers in this video. Let's take them in the next video. but since we got this error here, I'll explain only the static keyword. Okay, what do you mean by static access modifier? Static in the sense, in a C# program, if a method or property or variable marked as static, that means that static member is common for the entire application scope. Okay. For the entire application scope, it is common. That means when the execution is started, all the static things are created in the runtime application scope, and whatever the other member called from or called to those members also should be static. Otherwise, you can't access those static members. Okay. Now you can see the reason. This main method is static, but my new method, my method, is not static. It's just private. Now I want to access non-static method from a static method. I have to at least remove this static, or I have to apply static here. But as a standard, main method should be static, because main method is the starting point of console application. So we don't remove the static keyword from the main. Instead I put static access modifier to my new method. Right, now you can see the error is automatically gone. Now I can rebuild it. Like this. Then you can run it and see the output. Okay, now you can see the previous output was is there as it was, and the new line, this my method. This is my method. Okay. This is my method. This is my method. I think now you will ask why only this command statement, this write line statement put in a separate method. We can just comment out all this and comment out this also, and just put this console write line also here. Then you will get the same output. Yeah, same output. But I wanted to explain something that we have to follow in a programming. We should not do everything. We should not do every code lines in one single method. We have to fine grain all the command lines and logic into different methods. So that is called that is one thing that we have to do with programming, especially in double OP programming. I'll explain a lot of double OP programming concepts and approaches. This is the very basic thing. We have to fine grain our logic and code into different methods without doing everything in one single method. Okay. Now let's see how to debug. I want to put a breakpoint here, and you can put a breakpoint using this debug menu. This also, okay. Using this also you can put a breakpoint, or you can just click on this leftmost vertical bar, then we will put a breakpoint. Now with the breakpoint we can run it. Then execution will hold here. Okay. Then you can go one by one using using function keys like F10, F11. You can click you can press F11 if you want to go into a method while debugging. If you want to just debug line by line, you can press F10. I'm using the keyboard. Okay, can you see? It's executing line by line. See, now it's asking the input, and now if I press F11, it will go into the method. Otherwise, if the execution comes to this point, if I press F10, it will not go into the method. It will directly execute the entire method and go to the next line. Okay. Like that. It's happened 2 times because I have executed the same line twice. Right. That is about the simple console application that I want to demonstrate in this video. After that, I will show you something more that I want to show you, the properties of a project. Here we have a console project, but any project like Windows project, Windows Form project, web project or web API project, whatever the project, you can right click on the project and go to the properties. Then you will see these tabs. There you have a lot of properties to apply your preferred values to those properties. Assembly name. Okay. Assembly name in the sense, if you go to the project folder, once you compile it, you will see all these assemblies in your debug folder. There you have a assembly name for the executable file. See, assembly name. This name can be changed from here. You can put your name, whatever the preferred name here. And default namespace is the namespace of the application. This is the namespace. And then the target framework. If you like to downgrade into a previous framework, you can just click on one of them and downgrade it. And the output size, output type is already console application. You can't change it. We can change it, but we have to do a lot of other things after change. So console application. And the startup object, normally in a console application, you don't want to explicitly set the startup object because the default startup object is program class and main method of it. If you like, you can select specifically or explicitly the program class. Then it doesn't make any difference to the execution. It's execute as previous. Now those are the main properties, and addition to that you have a lot of other debug properties, build properties. We will talk about them one by one in future sessions, because if I explain everything in the same video, you will not understand. And this is simply version. You can apply a version number to your assembly. It's automatically start with 1000 like this. You can, when you deliver the project or product to users, you can change the relevant version numbers here. And these are some debugging properties. And okay, that's about project properties. And then before wrap up the video, I'll do one more thing for you, and I'll show you how to add a new project to the same solution. Then let's see how the project folder structure also change. Okay. Currently we have one project in the solution. You can go to solution and right click, and there you can click on add, and click on add and new project. Then it will show the previous window again. You can select the project type and everything and go next and select the add the new project. In the other way, you can go to the file menu, new and project. Again you come to the same window. There you can add the second project. So for the second project also I select same console application as the project type. Go to next, and let's call the project second project as console lab demo proj2, and this time my solution folder is this, because we have already created the solution. So in this folder we'll create the second project. It's asking to create a new solution. Actually we don't want it. We have to add to the solution, existing solution. Then you don't want to give a solution name again. Next. For this also I am using the same framework version. Right. Now you can see we have two projects. Okay. Two projects. And we have two program CS as well. Okay. Like this. If you go to the folder structure, there also you have new project. Okay. Now there is something called setting up the startup project. When you have more than one project in the solution, definitely there should be one startup project. You can right click on the required project and set as a startup project. Okay. And if you run it, project 1 will execute. If you set this as the startup project, second one as the startup project, then when you run, it will run the second project. Okay. Like that. Right. I think we have done some important points of .NET Core console applications. I explained you how to write simple code lines to print data on the console and to get input from the console, and how to use those input values in variables and how to use them in next processing or output the values for input, and how to change your project properties, how to debug your codes, and how to add multiple projects into a single solution, and how to shift between the startup project and the same solution. And okay, so I think you can try the same with Visual Studio Community Edition by yourself. Right. So that's about our second video of C# programming series, C# programming for beginners to expert. Then in the next video of the same series, I'll explain you some more advanced concepts of programming, C# programming, like as I mentioned before, variable types, primitive variable types, and reference types, and some object-oriented programming concepts, and how to practically apply them in a program, and some more things like by next videos. Okay, then I hope you have got some knowledge and got some understanding about C# programming with my explanations, and I hope you will subscribe my channel Software Engineer K. Then you will get alerts on the new coming videos as well. Just subscribe, click the subscribe button, and to get alerts you can click on the bell icon as well. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching my second video of the C# programming series. Let's meet again in the next video. Okay, thank you very much. Goodbye.